record. I think it's live. Hope it is. Hope
Oh, man.
It
It was... Sun was out this morning. Now it's all cloudy again.
Dude,
Sun will be out tomorrow.
I just walked by my window and it's like sleeting outside.
What?
Fuck you, weather.
Welcome,
Dude.
guys.
I'm like, oh, I got mow today after the podcast.
You're like, it's
No,
going to be a
sleety and shitty and cold.
great Sunday.
That's crazy, man. It is like 70 degrees here.
I just got speech jammed by when the sound started on the podcast. Sorry.
Champ, you sound so sad. I don't like this sad Champ. He says he's in a good mood, but I just don't feel it today.
I am
We were
in a
just
good
having a
mood.
great conversation.
Oh,
You got me thinking. You got me
I got you
thinking
thinking
about
now.
new avenues.
ah.
So I'm in my brain a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
BMCD cover tonight. Nice.
Yes.
Ooh, which one?
Don't be long.
Stay tuned for the Ryan Band-Maid segment. Talks about
Yeah.
everything
Oh, yeah.
Band-Maid news.
Forget what I said.
Ryan, we still need a Band-Maid intro song.
Okay.
Brian's really good at just saying
I'm
okay.
making notes
and
on
moving
my segment.
Now's the time to prepare.
Yeah.
Ryan's
I
putting
just
together.
got information I asked about like a while ago, and Mikoto finally got back to me because I'm sure they're busy. You know,
It's all Mikoto's fault.
Mm,
I'm just
heard that,
kidding.
Mikoto?
it's
all
my
your
fault. It's my fault, but
Thank you, Mikoto.
All right, guys,
there we go.
welcome
I
to
should've wrote
the
it down last time.
Gaijin Guys podcast, where we talk about Japanese music news and other music-related things. Today, we're talking about the Marty Friedman interview with Rick Beato, which was a very interesting interview, and we do have the link pinned at the top. We're talking about Babymetal extending their tour, also Band-Maid extending their tour, adding dates. We have a lot of stuff. New Nemophila cover, Man with a Mission with Melee, and a lot of stuff to talk about today. Oh, Hanabie lost a drummer. Just tons of stuff, but... First off, how are you guys doing? Ryan, how are you doing this past week?
I'm great.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe any of us today when
know.
we say
No,
we're doing great.
We don't
But what's
believe
with the skepticism?
The bottom half of the screen, it just seems weird to me today.
Some more roast
The vibe is
Should I-
off.
You want me to just like do a little
it was
dance?
okay, man. It was an okay week. I spent a lot of time working on some cover material that needs to be done for the BMCD. More on that later. If you're part of my Patreon, you might know what's going on. But you know, work's work. And I did get my live stream Thursday, which was fun.
They made him work on a cover. That's why I slowed down. I knew it. That's what's going on.
This is one I enjoyed working on, man.
Did you go in it at last minute, or were you like ahead of the
No,
game?
I actually worked on this a while ago, and so I was already familiar with it. And it's learning another Misa part, which I said I wouldn't do again. But this is technically, I started this before that last one. So when I got back into it, I'm like, oh, this is actually fun to play.
Nice.
Are the other ones not
Once
fun?
you actually can learn it, then it's really fun.
Oh, okay. I get what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Once you can play through the whole thing, that's different than like, I know this part and this part, and then you got to try and make a damn video. You can actually play through it. You can make a video a lot easier.
Very true. How about you, Champ? How was your week?
My week was great. I did some stuff and some other stuff. I didn't really do anything this week, I don't think.
Believe it or not.
No, I did. I got a
Come on, chat.
I got a
See
new
what I
car.
mean?
That was kind of cool.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
all right, on.
Yeah.
Porsche.
Lamborghini, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Vroom,
Those are
vroom,
very
vroom.
impractical. They're very, very impractical, you know.
Yeah, but I got to show off. My image is more important than
my-
practicality, obviously. Yeah, no, I stressed out about getting a new car all week, and then I got a new car, and I shouldn't have been stressing out about it. But that's pretty much it. Just listen to some music, stuff that we'll talk about later, I'm sure.
Goddamn, how about you, Wave? These two are bringing me down.
I'm really great. The sun's back out, so I can
Bullshit.
stop complaining. I finally listened to the Atarashi Gakko on the first take during my live stream.
Hey,
And
Nice.
holy crap. That,
Really good, huh?
Yeah. She has the same Suzuka, the one from Atarashi Gakko. Dang. She has a charming personality. Just like made that video so fun, so like it made me happy when I started the stream feeling like
mhm.
and
She's charisma personified.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, she has a presence.
Yeah. And then let's see, what else did I do? I don't know. Nothing important, I guess. I was really inspired by that Marty Friedman video though that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
Just a interesting way to think about creativity on the guitar. I don't think we're going to talk about that part, but the whole interview was
Go ahead and talk about it, Wave. It's fine.
Sweet.
We'll talk about it.
We're going right into the Marty Friedman interview right now, anyways. So we're gonna talk
Sweet.
about what him and Rick Beato were talking about with Japanese music. We're gonna listen to that little 8-minute segment, talk about it. But I want to hear your thoughts, Wave. Tell us more about that creativity side of the interview.
Oh, well, he was just talking about like how when you're starting out on guitar, you try to play solos and stuff exactly like the artists did, and which is really cool. But then you're not doing your voice, you're doing someone else's. And also he talked about how he doesn't feel like he has the skills to replicate a lot of guitarists that are, virtuosic masterminds. But he's like, if you can just take 2% of what you learn from these guitarists and do something that's like your own flavor with it, do what you can do with it, but be inspired by it, like whether it's patterns or whatever, then, you're still, I can't remember how he phrased it, but the other thing was he was talking about how he really doesn't know much of the language behind music theory, like modes and stuff like that. But it got me thinking, like, I've realized that the more I learn about music theory, the more I try to put myself into a box and put rules on what I'm doing. Whereas, instead of that, he just does whatever pops into his head. He like hums voice notes and then he replicates that and tries to make it sound like the guitar's singing with the expression, make it sound human. That's really cool.
I think that's a really good point of the podcast that you're talking about, because yesterday I learned 8 new songs, and the trick with learning that many songs is just get the structure down, get all the highlighted moments, and then improv the rest. That's kind of what I do.
I've done every cover ever with any band I was in.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
as long as you got the highlighted parts, the iconic lines. A lot of people don't remember the in the middle stuff. They really don't. They just remember those iconic lines. Now, if it's a musician that's really paying attention and wants you to play it perfectly note to note, but when I'm playing shows and stuff, doing live cover shows, like everyone's just having a good fucking time and singing along with you, and it's just it's a good time. And
that's the other thing he
with it.
mentioned is that when you're playing live, the performance is like the number one priority, like being fun and interacting with the audience and stuff. And like actual notes and accuracy are like number 3 on his priority list.
Yeah. I definitely take that philosophy 100%. Like when I'm stage, that's why I run around like a maniac and go out to the crowd and stuff, because it's all about having fun. Because it's so boring to watch a band just standing there, and just. But what were you saying, Ryan? Sorry, you cut off a little bit.
Yeah, I checked out the interview too, and it's really interesting. I was surprised at how at Friedman's admission of how he didn't really know that much theory and stuff, because he's for me, I don't mention him a lot, oddly enough, but he really did influence me a lot as far as fluidity in playing and his solos and what he did with Megadeth, because that was my favorite part of that band was his leads and how he chose different notes. He played different ways and he was very fluid in his playing. And I just thought you have to just know so much to do that. And he's like, I just fucking play. I'm like, right on. And
I love that too.
Yeah, I mean, and I know there's a place for theory and stuff, but the more, I don't know, there's a whole thing. Elliot and I, my son, we're watching we were watching that, and we were also watching a video where Beato was talking about a Nirvana song, and he went into this crazy, stupid detail about all his theory and all this bullshit that Kurt had no idea what it was. He just said something to me that sounded cool, and Beato was like, breaking it down, which he wasn't obviously wrong, but it's like, dude,
I see.
Like nobody thought about that.
How kind of unimportant it is to know all that shit when you don't really need it to make a very complicated, beautiful song.
Yeah,
it's anti-rock and roll.
Oh, that's
like, Kurt would be laughing his ass off watching.
I feel a sense of vindication from this, honestly, because when I taught myself how to play guitar when I was a teenager, right? And like I went to lessons for like 2 months or whatever, and I was like, this is boring the shit out of me. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I just started like looking up tabs and stuff. And then whenever people would ask me like, how did you learn? Like, what do you know? Like, and my answer would be nothing, because I didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
I would always say, oh, I don't want to box myself in, man. Like, if I know everything, then I'm going to try to work within the system. When in reality, I was just being lazy. But now I feel vindicated hearing him say this, and you guys agree with him.
I think.
No, hold up. I don't agree with this entirely, but I'll let you finish.
I'm going to say something.
I'm with you too.
Back around to Alan. So I know what you're going to say. A lot of these people that are fantastic musicians, and they say that they don't know what they're doing or whatever. I think that's it's a little bit of a half truth. Like Tim Henson saying, I don't know anything about theory. It's like, no, motherfucker, you do. Like, and I do. Yes. You got to know something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not everything happens by accident. It's useful, but there's just a point where it's like you can make a brilliant song without knowing it, but then there's levels to it. There's a limit to complexity of a song you can do, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's useless. I'm just saying
also consistency.
People that make a living off of just being really smart with theory and explaining things. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
I'm glad
it doesn't necessarily mean everything they say is right in their opinions about music.
Well, for one, it's theory, right? It's not like the end all be all, because when you hear like people like Rick Beato talk about it, they'll talk about the notes you can go outside of the box when you're following like circle fifths and stuff like that, right? But what I liked about theory is that actually helped my writing, because sometimes I would box myself up into genres that I was in. But since we've been learning Japanese music and stuff, now I've been relying less on theory, because I would rely on theory to break me out of my norm. You know what I mean? I learn a bunch of new chords in a theory way, and then like, okay, I want to expand my catalog, and then like Champ was saying, I'd get bored while learning a theory, and I would just start writing a song, because my mind was like, fuck this, let's write a song. But it somehow implemented all the new stuff that I was learning in the process.
Created inspiration.
Yeah. I like it for inspiration. I never solely base on it. And I agree with Ryan about saying like, they all know some kind of theory. Like, I'm not the best with theory. I'm really not. I'm very mediocre at it. I use my ear and just like flow into the patterns I need to. I just know the key for the most part, and then I go off of there. But my favorite thing about it is like going outside of the box. Like, I live to go outside the box, so I love doing that.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead, Champ.
I was just going to say, I do, to follow up on what I said before about being vindicated. I also, I'm half joking, because I do find myself, if I do feel like picking up a guitar and writing something, I see limits to how quickly I could do things, because I don't know exactly where I should go from step one to step two. And a lot of the times I still feel like I have to figure that out, while I feel like people that do know theory can instantly get to that spot. So I can get there eventually using just my ears, but it's going to take me a lot longer because I don't have that knowledge.
See,
yeah, I told my son that just yesterday, because he's talking about like, we got like jazz guitar or whatever, and he's like, I don't know if I want to take it. I'm like, do it, because exactly said, I can figure stuff out, but it's going to take me longer. If you have knowledge, then you'll kind of know where to go. But then I also went to one of my friends like several months ago, and who plays guitar, he's giving lessons. I'm like, hey, I want to come and learn some shit. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, he's like, honestly, I just told you I gave you a lesson because I just wanted to hang out with you and jam. He's like, what do you want to learn? I'm like, I just theory and stuff, so it's easier to know where to go and everything. And he started showing me stuff, and then I kind of knew but I just didn't know what to call it. He's
You
like,
kind
"I
of
can't re-"
naturally already, if you've played
Yeah.
for long enough, you naturally know kind of where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to
Yeah.
do. But
He's like, I can't really show you much other than like names and stuff. And he was, I think it would be better if you just keep doing what you're doing. And that's kind of what I mean when people, they know stuff, they've been playing enough, and they've played a lot of things that they know things, but they don't realize they know things. Maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, like when
that's true.
when I go in and teach theory to students, my biggest thing is like you have to be able to work out songs, you know? I think that's the best way to learn is when you start learning by ear. And that's something that I forgot to do for the first 26 years of my life, you know?
Use your ear first.
Yeah, I would like start playing with 16, so I started with tablature, and I really regret doing that. I really wish I just like listened to the song and then try to figure it out. I didn't start doing that until in my 20s. And I think that's the biggest thing, because when you start doing it by ear like Ryan did, I think you just start unlocking the theory without you even knowing it. And then when you start throwing the names on there, it could confuse you and keep you in that box even faster. But it depends on the person, you know? It really does.
Definitely,
but I think it's a faster way to communicate with other musicians, because that was the biggest reward for me when I was learning theory. I didn't start learning until I was like 26. So when I started learning 26, I remember going back to the Rick Beato videos and be like, oh my God, I understand what he's saying. Like, it was exciting, which motivated me in a way to teach other people in a fun way of how to learn theory, because there is easier ways to learn theory. A lot of people go like the complicated route, like music instructors, like they make it boring as fuck. Like they really do. Like it's not even.
But that's like every
intriguing.
teacher, right? Like it's hard to be a teacher and get the people that you're teaching to really feel interested all the time, right? And it's just another subject to learn.
Yeah. See, that's why I always like make it a goal to like, let me teach you this, and you're gonna be already playing tons of shit right away in like the next 10 minutes. You know, if they have fretting down, at least if you can play simple things. I love having those students because it's easy to get them to like open their mind and like, oh my God, it's that easy. Because a lot of people make it seem so hard, but there is ways to make it very simplified, and you can make it more complicated and stuff going forward. You know?
I think it's really like it's really good for the base of like if you're going to start writing a song, right? Like from just to get that base of the song down, the skeleton of the song. Theory is really useful, and even a very basic theory is really useful. You know what I mean? Just to know how to construct the song itself. I feel like a lot of the stuff afterwards, you know, the stuff that they add in afterwards, you know, little adjustments they make to the song. A lot of that for me would at least come more from like, okay, I have the bass that's already written down, and now I'm just going to use my ears to figure out what sounds the best over these individual parts. Like I feel like theory is more useful to me in the beginning of writing songs rather than like the ending of putting songs together. Would you guys agree with it or no?
Yeah.
Man, I think what I found when I'd sit down with somebody like an old guitar player I used to play with, he was a fucking genius when it came to any of this stuff, but it did limit him. Like we couldn't just sit and just jam without him just like going all analytical about it. I'm like, dude, just fucking play. Can you just jam?
Yeah.
But like, it comes in handy when you want to add something to a song. You're like, what can I add to this? If you can grasp a little bit of theory, and like it'll help you like, oh, I can do this or I can do that. You can stumble on it by just trying different shit. But if you know some of that inherently, then it's like, oh, okay, well, I can add this, I can do that, arpeggios, whatever. I don't know.
See, but that concept right there, I feel like that's what kind of separates it from uniqueness. It's like if you do know that stuff, right? Like you could just throw those arpeggios on there or something like that because you know that it makes sense in that moment. But then
arpeggios aren't theory.
Well, I know, but
my fucking knowledge is.
Yeah. Well, whatever you're using, you know, any basic theory concept, you know, like you're using a concept rather than, so you are inherently in a bit of a box right there if you're going to digress to that in that moment. So, which is why I feel like the end of the songs is more important to have that emotion into it. That's like less analytical, more like I'm going to do everything I can to make the message that I'm trying to get across, rather than the base of the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, this is such a complicated topic because, like you're saying, you need that human element. But I do want to back up a little bit from where I was. Like theory really helps if you want a certain sound you know where to go to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You can communicate with other musicians who know theory really easily to improv and jam together on the spot. And also, if you're feeling like creatively dead, you can just noodle around on, you know, whatever sound you want. And eventually you'll accidentally improv yourself into something cool. Yeah. But like you said, it doesn't really matter in the long run for creating something unique, because if you are putting yourself in that box, you're never going to come up with anything that is unique or your own voice. Because I was guilty of this when I first started learning theory. I got really excited about it. I was doing the same thing you were just talking about, Ryan, talking almost too much about theory and analyzing it. And because I was excited with what I was learning, but like at the end of the day, when I'm writing something, and it inspired new songs too, knowing that theory, getting cool different sounds and stuff. But I felt weird because one of the notes I had put in my song wasn't in that scale, and I was like, maybe I should just play the note that's actually in the scale. But then people were like, no, dude, just do whatever sounds good. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I was like, but that's one of the limitations it can cause is for me, it's like, I was like, no, I got to follow the rule here. And then I was like, no, that's so stupid, because I'm going to sound like other people. And how much do the notes matter compared to the way you play them? Because the way you play them is what really gives it your voice, you know? The rhythm and the accentuation of the notes.
You know, one of the real reason I ever wanted to learn theory is because I'd be times where I'd be playing with a band. They're like, hey, well, we're going to shift this up. We're going to shift it up. We're going to change the key or whatever. And I'd have no idea, like, just what to do. Like, we're going to change it. It's in the key E. We're going to make it in the key A. I'm like,
oh, dude.
Now I don't know how to play the song.
Yeah. I'm like, I've been playing for 30 fucking years and I don't know how to do that.
See, that was the most eye-opening thing for me when I learned about the numbers of chords and being able to go from a key to another one. I was like fucking mind blown. I still suck at making the change. I'm like, oh my God, are you fucking serious? It's the same no matter where you go. I was like, when they were talking about like the number chord system, I was so excited about it. But I know you're exactly
talking about. Wave makes a good point here.
I was about to read that too.
Okay. Yeah, it's not rules. It's an explanation of what you're hearing. So like that was totally my bad. It's just the tendency I had after learning, where I feel like I was more creative back before I knew music theory, I feel like. And now I'm like, okay, I'm just going to noodle around in this box.
Well, it's because people have a tendency to follow rules. They do. Like most people want structure and a rule set. But if you listen to Rick Beato talk about music theory, it's so funny when he talks about those notes that are outside of the scale. There's a theory and explanation for those notes outside the scale, which just... That's when I think it's too far, right? Ooh. That's when I think you're going too far. You're like, all right, you got to flat the 9. I'm like, well, okay, so in this case, you would want to flat that one. All right. But that's not in the scale. And like they explain it away. And that's where I think.
I hate that the 9 even exists. Just like say like the second octave above. I
know. They make it so confusing. They make it really
Somebody
confusing.
Explain what a 9 is. Go ahead. Let's see if somebody can explain what a 9 is.
There's only 8 notes in a I guess 7 like notes in a scale.
A high root or something.
It's the second in the next scale octave above.
Yeah, that's all it is. When I learned about that, I was like mind blown though. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
is that really all that it is? It's the second note in the next octave up?
Yes. Yeah. That's all it is.
You have go 1 through 5, 6, 7,
why
8,
do they call it? Why do they even call it that?
Because it's easier to say the 9.
Ryan,
when I go octave up is easier. Right, well, okay.
Well, it's not 9 octave above.
What happens when it's 10?
Easier to say if you.
What happens when it's 10?
Communicating quickly, it's easier to say.
So why are you waiting an extra one to go up to the? If you're going to use the 9, it's easier to say 10 than the octave up 2.
I can't hear Alan at all.
Guys, hold on. It's funny that like Champ's freaking out. You know, my students freak out on me just like Champ when I explain this to him. They're like, "Are you fucking serious? That's all it is?" Dude, I got that reaction so many times because I would just show them on paper. I would just write it out and how it looks. They're like, "No fucking way. That's what the 11th means." I'm like, "Yeah, That's all it is. Like just like
Yep, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah.
add 13.
Just for context, 8 is the same note as the 1, but the next octave.
Exactly.
So here's my next question then. So if you want to go up an octave, but you want to go up to like the 7th note in the next octave, are you going to be like, this is the 17th?
Huh?
What? No, not you're confusing it. We need
The 50?
No, it would be the 16th, right? Would you say it's the 16th, or would you be like, we're going an octave up now?
Okay, hold on. Let's back up for a second. So you have the 7 notes in a scale, right? There's 7 notes in a scale.
7?
There's
And
8.
then, hold on. There's
Eight's the same as
7.
the first
Let's
one.
just keep it simple.
right.
Let me keep it simple.
Okay.
7,
Fair
right? When you get to 8, you're repeating that first note. When you get to 9, you're repeating that second note. When you get to 10, you're repeating the third note. That's how it goes. And it just keeps going and going.
So
Unless you're
10
playing
is
chromatically,
3,
then
and
there's
11
12.
is 4.
I'm talking about just regular scales. Not getting I guess
I'm
chromatic.
sorry, I was just trying to be annoying.
Anyways, let's get into
Remember
this
when we had a
video.
topic?
Remember, 10 is
hey,
3 and 11 is 4. That's how I got everything.
Hey, we're on topic, I think. All right, let's check out this.
See, now, if you guys tried to explain this to me, though, while we were writing a song, I would have had no... This is why you need to know a little bit of theory.
So someone
Right? Because it's such a simple explanation, what you just said. Honestly, just, okay, yeah, obviously. That's an obvious explanation.
But dude,
the
when
way that I was thinking about it was that it was way more complicated. than that.
Exactly. So when somebody showed me an E major chord, add 9, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I didn't know it was correlated with a scale, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I didn't.
But
once
I
learned
understand because
Yeah.
you don't want to add like the actual second, because that would sound super dissonant. So you need it to be an octave away so it actually like
That's
doesn't
yeah.
cancel out the root note.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the reason for it. Anyways, let's get on topic here.
And that's
Okay.
when I looked at my guitar player and I said, dude, talk to me like I'm 6 and I just started playing. Put me where my finger needs to go. Put it here. Thank you. Now we can
Just
fucking
move
move
it for
on.
me.
Now we can go on with the
Can you
song.
just puppet my hands for me for a little while?
Oh my God. No math on Sunday, says Cynical.
Hey, don't worry. Anybody in the chat that doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about, don't worry. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about either.
All right, let's
All
get on.
right.
Let's talk about the Marty Friedman interview. That's where we started. Let's get it. We're going to watch this just 8-minute clip. Make sure you check the full interview out after the podcast. Here we go.
Gone a long way.
8 minutes.
How much different is the popular music in Japan from a harmonic standpoint, like the chord progressions and stuff? Because the stuff that I've listened to is way more sophisticated.
Extremely.
Yeah. So talk about that.
All right.
And why? Both. Like,
All right.
how is it different, and why is it different?
It's a great question, and I'm going to give you the very generalized version
Okay.
answer of it. You look at American, very generalized.
By the way, I just want to say I love it in this interview where Marty like is explaining theory because Rick knows like a lot of theory, and it's just so funny because he like explains it like if he's teaching, and then you see Rick going like, "I already know. Good, let's go." I don't know if you guys noticed that during the interview. It was,
Yeah,
it was
but
funny.
he's explaining it like a bit better than me, almost like I would. Like,
Yeah,
He's
I feel-
explaining it so we can understand.
Yeah, I feel like
know.
Marty's explaining it for the audience.
exactly,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. That's how I felt. I was like, "Wow, Marty's a good teacher."
And Rick's
And
like,
he doesn't
who
even
gi-
think he
Rick's like,
is.
who gives a fuck about the audience? Just go. Come on, get on with the point.
Most of the songs that I hear in America are based on maybe 4 chords, and they kind of nice tuning. But anyway, they're based on those kind of 4 chords in some fashion, whether whatever the rhythm is.
Right.
There's the 1, there's
1,
the
4,
5,
5, and 6.
in different orders. Then you go.
Now, that's the chord system that Ryan was just referring to, where the guy said, like, go into key and play the same number of chords. So you have, like, this chord system for whenever you shift the scale up. So when people say the key of A, you have that set of 7 notes. The key of B, you have that set of 7 notes. So they actually have numbers for them, like we were just saying, 1 through 7. So that's what they're talking about, because each of those notes represent a chord, is the easiest way to explain it. It's a little bit more
Yeah.
complicated than that. But
And if you want
that's
an
what he's talking
example,
about.
just listen to any Blink-182 song.
yeah.
can you-
Kill the sun.
Can you turn the original sound on?
Oh, I'm
'Cause I
sorry.
can't hear the guitar.
Yeah, the original sound was not on. My bad.
Thank you.
That seems to be the extent of the chord progressions.
Yeah.
Which is nice because anyone can sing over it and anyone can, it'd be easy to make a melody over it and a hook. So that's one thing. I'm not saying one thing is better than the other. It's a matter of taste. There's no good, there's no bad.
Love this guy.
In Japan, there's a lot more chords to go from, let's take a chorus. Verses can be even longer and bridges, but a chorus might have 16 chords in it.
Okay.
They're all basic chords, but they're kind of like the chords that you showed me. I don't know if this is probably
I know
100 songs
16
over
chords.
there.
I mean,
but
they're all
you take
basic chords.
I thought there were only 11.
I'm not gonna lie though, like after watching this interview, I had so much respect for Marty Friedman, like even
Yeah,
more.
dude.
I went and listened to music by him afterwards. I'm like, man, I never gave this guy a chance. I was like, I gotta go listen to more because
He's got that Japanese humility too.
Yeah.
I realized most of the interviews I watched with him were Japanese that were translated. I'm like, oh, this is what he sounds like when he speaks English. A fan of him forever, but I never heard him just talk.
basic kind of chord progression, a cliche chord progression that would fit nicely in a Japanese song, and you might have something like.
Oh, yes.
That's one turnaround.
And he's absolutely right. So when we went to go learn the Otto song, I was shocked because I thought it was going to be a lot easier because I was going to be a simple progression. We covered like the first minute and a half, and he's absolutely right. It's like the changes, like the way that they're playing the chords, like every turnaround, which I was like, oh wow.
Yeah. What's Rick? First of all, that's absolutely true. All the choruses in like all of the music that I listen to in Japan go on way longer than the 4-chord progression, and I love it. It's one of the reasons that J rock and J pop sound so different to me. You know, like you know how I was talking last week about Nemophila changing their lyrics from chorus to chorus. Well, it's like the chorus itself is generally in their songs is not like a repeating 4-line chorus. It'll be like maybe 2 lines with a change at the end of the second line, meaning that the 2 lines that exist are different from each other. In the chorus,
the melody's continuous, but the lyrics aren't.
Even
Sometimes.
the amount of times that they play the instrumentation, though, like if you're gonna do like let's say a 4-chord part, right? But you're gonna play that 4 times for the chorus. That almost never exists in like, you know, like a Band-Maid song or an Nemophila song where they're going to play it maybe twice, but the one that the 2 lines are extended longer because there are more chords inserted into it. Like the actual line itself is longer.
I have a thing here. Surfing a Song Wave sounds like the Beatles. I hear what you're saying. The Till There Was You, like that progression where it literally just follows the lyrics. But that's what Marty said there. When you're writing a 4-chord progression, you feel like you need to write the lyrics to fit in with that. But if you let the lyrics and the story of the song guide the actual progression, like it's a human talking, you know, because when you talk, you don't talk in little poetic patterns that are all preset in what length they're going to be and everything. Like this style is more like following the natural, you know, train of thought of a person telling a story where the chords are going wherever the story and the lyrics and melody need them to go, so it can be more of like a journey instead of repeating these little blocks of chords 2 or 3 times and then moving on to the next part and then coming back to that later, you know?
Does anyone feel like Marty Friedman is the older version of Wave in the future? Like,
seriously,
as in the way,
that's
like,
the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Because the way that he like
we gotta call Megadeth.
The way that he like delivers, the way he talks, I was like, this reminds me of Wave for some reason.
Wow.
If you watch Wave's videos explaining stuff, it's very similar in the way that they explain things.
I totally agree with what you were just saying, Wave. Like I think that is like to use the word journey, perfect for that, because it does feel way more like a journey rather than a cycle, right? Like it feels like a progression rather than a cycle.
Yeah, nicely said.
But that's very simple, right?
Right.
In the 70s, that's what it was like here in America, too.
That's right.
You do that, and
someone just
of course,
mentioned the Beatles.
Verses are different, and there's a lot of key mods. And I love key mods. So they say you end this chord progression of this cliche song where you just.
But he doesn't know any theory.
Right.
Yeah, right.
That's what I was saying.
He just wants to sing that in front of Rick so that Rick doesn't judge him. But I think Rick is judging him anyway. Rick is judging everybody when he's watching.
Well, it's like what Rick said to Hawkins, right? He did say to Hawkins, he's like, I know you know more way than you're telling, no more than what you're telling, because Hawkins said the same thing. I don't know much or whatnot.
They're humble. He's not.
True.
So the last chorus has got that little lift up to it.
Yeah.
So when you talk about compositions, as a guitar soloist, I like to have that key mod happen right around when the solo starts.
Right.
Because then you get the bonus of the band giving you a mod, and you come in, oh, this guitar player's great. If you come in just when everything's in the same key as the previous chorus or whatever you're coming out of,
Yeah.
it's like cool. But like if you come in when you get the lift and you do something clever at the beginning of the solo, Bob's your uncle at that point. So it's really, in Japanese music, there's so many more possibilities because they're allowing for more chords to happen. Does that make sense?
I have a question.
And why though?
What does Bob's your uncle mean?
What?
I don't understand it either, but yeah, he said that, and I think that means how to use it. When you get the lift from the band, Bob's your uncle. It's like, I don't know why it means it, but it means like that's exactly what you need to happen, or that's the right thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. I don't know where
Just falls
the
into
thing comes
place.
from.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd thing to use. I imagine he doesn't say that a lot in Japan.
Metal Auditor says, I think Bob's your uncle is a British thing. I don't know.
Bob's your uncle.
Oh, express the ease with which a task can be achieved. Okay.
Yeah, but why does Bob's your uncle mean that?
Yeah, well, Rick Beato's about to ask Marty Freeman, but why does
Yeah, he
Japanese
does.
music use these chords?
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you
Why
guys
is-
right now, because we did cut off this part of the...
Oh,
Ryan went robot mode. Jesus.
We got Happy Ryan
Look
now.
at, oh my God, take a picture. Holy shit. Let me get a picture. Got it. Oh my God, we got a Happy Ryan now.
Rare.
I
Rare
got a
footage.
picture. I was wondering when we'd ever get a happy photo of Ryan for thumbnails. Now we got it.
And someone's mentioned I've heard it in the US before, but not in
Whoa.
pop
Yeah,
music, Like
Ryan.
it's in pop music in Japan, whereas in the US, pop music is the same progression like every time.
oh.
Oh, Ryan's back. Oh, there's a sad face. There it is.
I mean, that's probably true to for rock music in America beyond like a certain year. Also, even like my favorite style of music, going back to like the metalcore, like of the early 2000s, the 2000s 2010 zone, which I really respect a lot of that music. It's still kind of breaks down a lot of the time into like a 4-chord progression in those choruses, and I respect that music a lot. But even rock and metal beyond a certain point, but you're right, like when you go back to the 70s, the 60s and 70s and stuff like that, it wasn't like that. It's even like pop music in like the 60s, for example, like oldies music, 50s 60s pop music almost never followed that 4-chord progression. There would always be that feeling of a journey going on with that. Also, I'm not sure exactly when that shift started to happen, but pop music for the last 30 years has been like that in America.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, I've been experimenting with this thing, like when you do a chord progression at the tail end, change up the genre on the last chord. So like this new song we wrote, like I put a death metal riff, like just for a split second at the end, and it sounded pretty cool. Like just doing like, you do a normal progression and I get to the final chord progression, and I change it into like either a chug metal riff or like a death metal riff out of nowhere with clean vocals. I was like, it is
That's
kind of
awesome. That's cool though.
like, and it works out pretty well. And it kind of reminded me of like what he's talking about with the chords and changing at the end, because that's literally what they're doing. Because when he's going down to the end, he does these extra licks. And as you guys know, I was getting ready for a set, and I had to learn all these 70s songs. And yeah, it's so fun to play because you can even improvise and like add stuff. You feel more welcome to do it when you're learning the song for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Anyways, to get back to, let's see what Rick asked why right here. Let's check that out.
In Japanese music, there's so many more possibilities because they're allowing for more chords to happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and why though? Why do you think that they're open to that?
Great question. I think
Because it was this case even when we hung out back in 20 some odd years ago, and you'd play me Japanese pop music.
oh
it
yeah,
had
I remember what I played.
It
you,
had
right?
tons of chord progressions.
Well,
it had
I-
major seventh chords, all different types of chords.
Right, and what I played for you was a little bit more advanced even than this.
Yeah.
These are very basic chords. But the funny thing is, like when you have young kids playing in rock bands, in America, we got that kind of thing. We know those things.
Yeah.
But even in the very basic, they got kids playing this chord,
Right.
and they've got these chords. They're your basic chords.
Sure.
You got your those kind of things. They've got basic. This is all page one jazz
explains
stuff.
so
It's not
much.
even jazz. I don't know what you call
Well, it
these.
is jazz. It is kind of. It is.
And for me, I was when I learned songs like that, I'm like, oh my god, this is so fascinating. I remember I learned even more recently. There's a Stone Temple Pilots song, Interstate Love Song, had like the most interesting chords I've never seen. I didn't even know was in a hard rock song, and he's using all these jazz chords in it. Then like I was like, I didn't even realize it was there.
Chromaticism?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's walking out chromaticism, but they're doing the jazz chords up it, and it was really cool to see.
I want to
Seventh
use
chords.
Band-Maid as an example for this also, because not only do they use the funky chords a lot of the time, but while they're playing the funky chords, like you'll have Miku playing funky chords, Konami's often, almost always, like 95% of the time, playing something different, and I feel like there's large chunks of music in the American scene, where the two guitarists are playing something together and then one of them will spawn off and play something different. Again, even my favorite kind of music, that happens very often. While I feel like you listen to something like Band-Maid and you've got two guitars doing two wildly different things for almost an entire song, that is very unique to me.
Yeah.
You don't really get it over here.
All right, let's finish this up. Last minute.
Day one stuff,
Day
but
one
like
stuff,
their
yeah.
day one stuff is based on this type of thing, and our day one stuff is more from rock and roll, like Chuck
Yeah.
Berry and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, it's all great.
Yeah.
The best thing is to have all of it and choose what you like.
Right.
But you asked why. The only thing I can think of is they seem to want more data, more going on. Some of the stuff that's pop music right now, what I gave you was this really stupid basic example. It gets crazy and out there.
Like
He's
that's
right.
really
Inventive chord progressions and quite difficult to understand, but they sound cool and they sound new and fresh. And when you have these busy chord progressions, it allows for more intricate and standing out kind of melodies.
Right.
It allows for different key modulations and more inventive things, and it kind of encourages more inventive key modulations because everybody's heard everything before. I think maybe the Japanese audience for basic pop music would be bored with the same Let It Be chord progression over and over again. And not a lot of that happens. And I think, at least in the cities, like I live
He
in
mentions
Tokyo,
the
but in
Beatles
big
for simple
cities,
pop music.
there's just a lot of action and information coming at you at all angles, and you're just used to that. And in the music, it's similar to that because it mirrors the society, you know what I mean? It's not chill, dude, kind of thing. It's like, really, there's a lot going on, and for those who like a lot going on, it's good, but it might be too busy for some people. But if you look at some idols like
Facts.
Dempa Gumi Inc. or something like that, there's just so much going on to analyze. It would take you 2 videos to just figure out one of their singles. But it'd be worthwhile to do because there's something very exciting about a lot of great information put together. I mean, if you look at classical music, sometimes it's just absolutely insane
Right.
concepts that are going by so fast. But for the listener, it's pure happiness. So if you can get your happiness out of a very well orchestrated piece of music with a lot of information in it, there might be something of interest in Japanese music.
Dude, bro
All right,
is
I had to leave that
Let it-
part
can
in
you
there.
let that
Yeah.
Can you let that go for like another 30 seconds so you can get Rick's response to that, please?
Okay. Yeah, because this pissed me off with Rick's response. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Because he just
Back it up like 5 seconds too.
Yeah. Watch Rick's response.
Well, wait then. Hold on, because I want to talk about how much I like Marty's what he just said, and then we'll go over Rick's response after that. But I think that he just articulated what I think is the most important part about all of this, and why I fell in love with this genre of music in general. Is and yes, Band-Maid was the first one that I noticed it with, but I've grown to realize that a lot of other bands can give me a similar feeling, in the sense that they don't get rid of any technicality or creativity in order to make their songs catchy. So they retain the catchiness quality while still being unique and interesting for people to break down and analyze.
Yeah.
And to me, that is everything. That's like, if it sounds good and I can respect it. These are the two things, right? Like, there are things that sound good, but it's like, okay, that was really simple. Obviously it sounded good. You played the 4 chords that everybody thinks sounds good. You know what I mean? But in this sense, it's like, some bands will try to be clever and unique and technical, and it just stops sounding good because they're trying to do too much. But these bands, they're so good at doing them both at the same time. That is where inherently I think my favorite part of this exists.
And that's very important. And this is what like Ryan's getting at now with this part. I think that's really important what you just said, Wave, is how they can mesh both of them. Like, make sure you do, it's like that idea of getting just interesting enough without I'm sorry, what did you say, Wave?
Oh, it was Champ that said that.
Oh, Champ, sorry. Like, you have to be interesting enough, but not too crazy to push everybody away. Like, it has to be, you have to balance, you have to have a perfect balance. I think there's some Japanese bands that have it perfectly done, like Band-Maid, Babymetal, you know, even some Maximum Hormone stuff. There's so many projects.
Nemophila.
Hanabie, Nemophila. Like, it still has the remnants of, like, you feel like, oh, this feels good, but then it's just weird enough, you know? But the thing that's really annoying is this response from Rick right here after he explains all this stuff to him. Watch how he takes it.
You can get your happiness out of a very well orchestrated piece of music with a lot of information in it. There might be something of interest in Japanese music to you.
Marty, what are you practicing now when you're writing? Or what do you tell me? What you do typically? Do you do much practicing? If you're sit down.
All right, you guys heard that, right?
You're just waiting for him to be done so we could fucking talk. That's all he was doing. He done? Because I want to ask what you're practicing. This motherfucker spends his whole channel talking about theory and how important it is and complicated songs. He has a whole video where there's some song he learned and he's a fucking teenager that was really, it was the most complicated pop song I ever learned. And Marty's sitting here telling him every song is like that in Japan. You should show an interest in it. And he's just like, so what do you practice?
Thanks for proving me wrong. I'm going to move on from this.
Yeah.
Always complaining about the top 10.
I have to say, man.
I wonder where you can find some more interesting music, Rick Beato.
I think it's just really that part does piss me off. I have a soft spot for Rick Beato because I love his content. I've learned so much from him. I got to say, I learned what I did. But when it comes to things like this guy gave you the reason why. You asked him why. And he sat there, explained it in a very amazing intellect way. It made it easy to understand, even though Rick doesn't need that to understand. But he says it, and he's like, this is why you should check it out. And then I can't believe he just led that with a question instead of saying...
He didn't even acknowledge he said anything.
He didn't fucking acknowledge it. No acknowledgement.
It was like the last 3 minutes didn't happen.
I will say the interview did end up going to a really interesting place that I really enjoyed. But yeah, some kind of acknowledgement for all the stuff Marty just said would have been.
That's interesting. Nice. Thanks for explaining that in such a way that everybody can understand. You know,
I know.
Especially at the beginning of the interview, Rick mentions just how many requests he gets in the comments for him to talk about Japanese music and how big it is right now. You know?
Yeah. You know, I didn't watch this before we started, so I'm watching this for the first time now. Okay. And I got to say that I was watching them the whole time, right? And while Marty is very seriously explaining this, Rick is sitting there kind of laughing the whole time, and I was wondering why. So I thought it was going to go into something where he was going to say something like was funny or tell a joke or something, but instead he just changed the subject. And now I'm just more agitated thinking back at him laughing the whole time. What the fuck were you laughing at, bro? Like, what was so funny about him explaining this to you? So that just agitated.
Because he wasn't listening to him at all. He was just nodding his head and saying, yeah, because he was waiting so he could ask his next question. That's all he's fucking doing.
Yeah, man. Anyways, I think we hit this enough, guys.
Caveat: Rick Beato's a musical genius.
He is, dude. He is.
But like,
if you don't know, he had a top 10 hit with Parmalee. He mentions it every fucking video.
But how many geniuses have a superiority complex to him? Come on, let's be real.
He had a platinum record with Shinedown, right? That was his main thing to fame. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what he always mentions, actually. He always mentions that platinum record.
Everything I've seen is Parmalee, the one song that sat around for 6 years and then it hit big and whatever.
I'm just thinking of I just have one more thing. I'm thinking of the people who watch his videos because they're disenfranchised with this current state of music. Because a lot of his videos are analyzing the top 10 on Spotify and, kind of complaining that music's not what it used to be. But here Marty's explaining a type of music which Rick put on his channel. So he is exposing that to his fans.
Yeah.
But he doesn't endorse it. And I feel like so many of his audience would love this music because they're watching these videos about how music isn't the same as it used to be. And if they just looked in a few extra places, they would probably find rock music and all other kinds of music that they'd really enjoy.
And that's why I told Wave this. I'm like, I'm okay with him not doing it because that's fine. I'll do the breakdown videos of all the music he's not doing.
Yeah.
I get, but on the other end, this is okay. I'm gonna throw him a bone here. This is his job. He's making money off of his channel, and there is a large contingency of people on YouTube that just want to be validated when they watch stuff. So if they are looking for somebody to validate their opinion that music today sucks, and Rick Beato is going to come out and tell them, yeah, you guys are right, music today sucks.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily looking, all of them at least, are looking to be proven wrong. You know what I mean? A lot of them just want to feel vindicated.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like a tribe of music sucks. Yeah, let's
it's a tribalist mentality.
Commiserate on it. Yeah.
Well, and there is people that are going out and looking. I mean, look, all of our viewers right now watching that all went out of their way. Let us know right now in the chat. Come to YouTube if you're listening from Spotify. Leave us a comment. How did you guys discover Japanese music? Was it a friend that told you about it? Did you go out of your way to look for it? Because either way, the people listening right now had the open mind and were willing to go look elsewhere. They were like, fuck, this music sucks here. Let me go actually listen. And these people that are on Rick's channel, they're like, I give up. Let's complain.
I agree with a lot of that. Yeah.
Let's reminisce in the past and complain about it. Not all of it's like that, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
There's a lot of good content.
But people enjoy that. Let's be real. Like, if you think something's shit and somebody else famous is going to be like, yeah, you're right, it is shit. You're like, oh, thanks, cool. You just validated my own thoughts. That's what a lot of YouTube reactions is in general, right?
That's what I love about these comments coming in. Is a lot of people discover it through reaction videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've had a lot of comments recently.
Babymetal.
Yeah. I've had a lot of comments recently. I've been posting the clips from my live streams, and thanks to Stephen Chow, I've been discovering some bands that are really tiny, like Tone Spoon, which we talked about last week. But to see comments of people that really enjoyed the music and want to go support them now was just like the coolest thing ever. Maybe what I do is kind of important, not that important, but kind of helping other people discover new music,
I would, from some of the messages that I've gotten before, I can absolutely say that, I really appreciate when people send me a message telling me, hey, man, you opened my eyes to this new style of music, because
that's one of the best things.
That is the best part of this. That is the best part of doing reactions, is knowing that not just I'm discovering new music, but that other people are discovering it through me. I love that. That's the greatest feeling.
I put out some videos that get over the course of 3 weeks they get like 230 views. But if there's two people on there like, yeah, I never heard of this band. Thanks for reacting to them. I'm like, hell yeah, man, right on.
Yeah.
You know what I've been doing, and I know people hate this. I'm just gonna admit right now, I do this because Hawkins influenced me to do this, because I was like, how else do I get people to check out new music? And I just have to put up titles where it gets them to click. For example, somebody just mentioned my Paledusk reaction. Yeah, I didn't put the name in there, because if I did, they would have never clicked on it. So I had to put, this is fucking incredible, so people will check it out. And it's had more views than any other Paledusk video. So I'm so happy that people actually checked that song out, because it's doing way better. Because I'm telling you, if I put Paledusk in that title, nobody would have checked it out. Instead, I just put up a thumbnail with a bunch of yellow, pink heads in my face, and that worked better. I'm going to change it to Paledusk.
A lot of
afterwards.
asterisks in the title.
Yeah, I'm going to change it to Paledusk afterwards so other fans of the band can check it out. But it's just the way that YouTube's ran, guys. I know we don't like the clickbait stuff, but we have to get people, if we want people to discover different music, sometimes you have to. You bring them in with the bigger names, and then you try to get them to check out the other ones, And I think that's really important, because that's how you get people to discover new Japanese music. Because what I realized recently is that, my channel's becoming an echo chamber. We need to broaden this, because how are we going to get new fans? We're not going to get new fans if I keep putting up the same bands all the time. We need to grab people from all over the place, right? And then somehow get them to listen to the Japanese stuff. That's the whole idea.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Like, and it sucks that we have to play by the rules that are set by YouTube. But like, if we didn't, our channels would all just get slogged down underneath like all of the channels that are playing by the YouTube rules, right? Like, we would just be pushed to the back. Nobody would discover anything new, right? Like, from us at least, it would be just us talking to ourselves. Yeah. So there is a certain amount of playing that we got to do in order to keep it up like that. But I completely also agree, and I've been thinking about this a lot. I have like 200 something reactions over on my Patreon, right, of people that have requested stuff that are I had never heard of or whatever, and I never put those on my YouTube channel because I was like too into the numbers also, like I cared too much about, like, I didn't want to get like have any videos that only had like 500 views or whatever. But I've come to realize now, and I believe I'm going to start doing this very shortly. I think I'm just going to start putting everything on YouTube, just because I want to do exactly what you just said, Alan, and have an expansion. I don't want it to be an echo chamber. I want everything that's great to be able to be heard by as many people as possible.
Heck yeah, dude. It's like what Ryan was just saying too. If a video gets 230 views, that's a lot of people. Like, you put those people in a room, you got yourselves like a assembly, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, and if I'm helping, this band is getting relatively low views, if they can get some more, I'm happy with that. If I'm going to do a Band-Maid video where I make nothing off of, I might as well do a band nobody knows of and make nothing off of it and get more people to see them. I mean, that's one of the reasons I started doing them, is just to kind of open my eyes and other people's eyes. To stuff they would normally listen to.
The rising tide lifts all ships. Like, when we talk about these bands that are popular, that bring in people that get to know us, then those bands that are successful help create this bridge for the smaller bands, I even think listen, if you're going at this from a view standpoint, Band-Maid brings in views, right? So my message to Rick Beato is, go ahead and review them anyways. Shit on them. I don't care. Talk as much shit as you want. Put them on the channel. You know what I mean? Yeah, he won't be able whatever. But he'll get views. And there might be his regular viewers will check it out, right? Even if he puts the title saying Band-Maid overly compressed, his fans that shit on newer music will still check it out, and they might listen and be like, Rick Beato, you're insane. I'm going to go check this band out. That's my thinking. Like, if you are going by views, just fucking put them on your channel. If you did Passcode or Band-Maid or Babymetal, like, even if you just talked about him, it's not like he's not going to get views. True.
But
I'm sure a lot of people would like to know his opinion on those bands.
Yeah, even if it is not what you want it to be, like, even if he's like, dismisses it or doesn't recognize it, whatever, he still had a large amount of people watching it anyways. Yeah, because he knows people that like go to your channel, right, and they're like, I don't agree with what you said, Alan, about the song, but I like it. I've never heard him before. I'm like, hey, cool. I didn't like it. I'm glad you still watched anyways and liked it from it being played. Awesome.
Yeah. That's the thing, is the songs speak for themselves. It doesn't matter what we say about them. People see the song. If they like it, they can go check it out. We're still like giving it a platform or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
It
you're
sounds
right.
pretentious to me.
No, but it's exactly what it is. That's
All right,
exactly
guys.
what it is.
Let's get into the tour news. We got Babymetal, we got Band-Maid to talk about here. So Babymetal just extends their world tour with the UK and EU tour in 2023. Babymetal has been full of throttle since its return from hiatus and is now adding even more dates to their world tour. The trio is extending and gearing up for a European and UK headline tour, encompassing 20 dates beginning in November. Pre-sale tickets and VIP packages are available on April 20th using the code THEOTHER1, with general ticket sales opening on April 21st. Oh, that's already ready. Going. Did you get your tickets? Who's going to those UK shows? Let us know.
Oh,
And then they also dropped a music video of Metalism. It was a beautiful, beautiful music video. I didn't mean to play that, but here, let me just show a little bit because they will block even for visuals. So
This is Metalism?
yeah, Metalism. So they posted
Ooh.
the
Metalism,
choreo's so cool.
Oh,
Which
I haven't
is-
seen this yet. I didn't even see that they uploaded it.
this is one of Wave's favorite songs. You want to talk about the choreo?
Dude, I mean, it just recently hit me how important the choreo is to the Babymetal experience, because I'd never cared about choreo before, but watching them is so mesmerizing. It's just an experience, you know?
Oh yeah,
I couldn't agree more. I think it's a huge aspect of it. Also, I feel like you know, I always wonder these types of things because, like, as you said, you didn't even really acknowledge that was the case until you like just recently. Oh wow, this is a big part. I wonder how many people don't realize that they're enjoying it because of that, or partially because of that. You know, until like way later, and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, why didn't they have a music video for this? It's just a lyrics video. I needed to see the girls dancing around."
Yeah.
You know, like,
And the fact that they do stay kind of like they're not much in the public eye outside of their performances, it almost makes them more enigmatic. So when you are in their presence, it's more like I can't miss anything. I got to take this all in, you know.
I'm so
like,
happy.
yes.
I'm so happy I learned that word 2 weeks ago. I actually understood you, Wave.
Oh, it subverted your expectations.
Ah, damn. You know, keep listening to guys. You get vocabulary lessons and math lessons.
yeah. And the people in the comments saying the same thing about Atara Shigako, 100% true. That to me, that is the most important part of AJ.
Yeah.
Brian Sembor says, I didn't enjoy Babymetal until I saw some of their live performance. I just bought tickets to see them in Atlanta. Heck
Hell yeah.
Brian. And we
Nice.
can't wait to talk to you. Brian's going to be coming on here, talk about some of these concerts he's going to, so stay tuned for that. And I also want to mention, I'm going to Austria on the 21st, and I have 2 extra Babymetal tickets. Join the Discord, our Guys Discord, and send me a message if you want it. The first people to message me, you can have them. I have 2 free tickets. All right. So 2 free Babymetal tickets to the Austria show if you guys want it.
Nice.
Just hit me up. Not charge you nothing. I'll send you the ticket. I already have them. So Eric wasn't able to make it, and another friend wasn't able to make it. So it's just me going. Because shout out to Teresa getting me a ticket up front. Thank you so much, Teresa. I appreciate you. So that's why I have 2 extra tickets. So hit me up and I'll give those to you guys. All right. So first person to message me on Discord, I'll send it over. So join the GG server. All right. We checked out, we tried to check out the new Nemophila cover, and it sounded pretty good production overall, but then we realized that the record button wasn't hit. So I'm sorry, Patreon supporters. We will not have the Nemophila reaction. We have the other 2 reactions on our Patreon, and it'll be up for members today on the YouTube channel, but we weren't able to do this one because it got
You guys want to talk about what we heard?
let's talk about what we heard.
now.
What did you guys think? I think this is the 3rd one in a row of good production, in my opinion. Champ.
I enjoyed Tamu's looking exactly like the drummer from 10 Feet.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
It was cool to see him have fun doing the cover, even though I don't know, maybe the song itself, it wasn't a bad song, but it was fun seeing them have fun doing it.
Which is what I think their covers are mostly about. You know, like their songs, their originals are super hard to play. So I feel like it's probably nice for them to take it down a notch.
Yeah, sometimes in their covers they look kind of bored just by what it is they're covering, and this seemed like they really enjoyed it. So that's just cool to see.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll try to remember that thing I said. Oh yeah, like even though it's not, how did I say it? It never comes out right the second time, but we all know like what Nemophila's music is like. You know, they have a pretty vast genre. Like Champ mentioned, they'd rap, they'd
A punk
I
song.
don't remember. Yeah, but they still take their time and energy to make tributes to these bands that helped inspire them. Because even if they don't sound anything like the bands that did inspire them, you know, those bands still played into what they are now and helped shape their sound and had some type of inspiration. So they're showing, like, making an homage to that and showing honor to those bands, you know?
Mm-hmm. Very respectable thing to do.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. And we did
Even if
react.
I don't like the songs as much.
Yeah, Champ was not. We reacted to 2 songs, and I think they set up the mood for Champ. Maybe that's why I was confused with his emotions this morning.
I think that they were, though, like the mood of both of those songs were a little bit less like they weren't like upbeat, bouncy tracks or anything. They were like emotionally resonant tracks.
Yeah, because when we started the podcast, it definitely seemed back to normal. Maybe that was the vibe I was picking up on.
I was just feeling the emotions too hard, man.
So
Thinking about Coldplay.
So Champ
Yeah,
hated
a
this song, referred to it as shitty Coldplay music.
I did not say that. Coldplay fans, don't come at me.
Or Man with a Mission.
So the Man with a Mission with Malay, which Ryan and I are going to see them live in Chicago, right? That's where we're going.
Yeah.
All right.
Is
That's
Malay going to be there?
Oh my God, if she is. By the way, shout out to Shell who requested that song. Malay is a really good singer, but like Champ mentioned, she doesn't show all of her vocal talent, but I thought it was a really catchy chorus. I thought it was a really solid song. The
video was really cool too, going around Tokyo. With like she was on Mount Fuji and they were on top of the Tokyo Tower.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
What were you gonna say, Ryan?
Nothing.
Oh. Anything about the song, Ryan, you want to talk about? That?
No, I enjoyed it. I checked it out on my live stream Thursday, and it was just because I hadn't listened to Man with a Mission very much, and I was like, well, I should probably watch something if I'm going to go see him live. And then I watched. I'm like, it was just confirmation that it's going to be a good show,
Mm-hmm.
And from what you were saying, there's a lot of different stuff they do other style wise than that, so it's just going to be entertaining.
Yeah, that shocked me about this song was how different the male vocals were. I know they have 2 singers, but they were definitely using the other one because there's a guy that sounds like does the Rage Against the Machine kind of style, more grunge stuff. And I never heard this style as vocals, but to be honest, I've only heard like 4 or 5 songs by Man with a Mission. I definitely have to do the same thing Ryan is doing, like check out more by them. It's because they get blocked all the time. The reactions do, so I think that's why I kind of out of sight, out of mind.
Oh,
so
MLAM does?
Yeah, both of them do. Both bands block.
Oh.
So I have to watch those on Twitch. I'll get the band to watch them tonight or something. But yeah. All right. Band-Maid news. Ryan.
All right, man. They're touring now in Japan, and they're playing tonight in Osaka. So the last couple shows they've done, Kumamoto and Kyoto, were pretty cool shows and pretty unique. And Kumamoto, to honor Miku's hometown, they came out and played 4 songs that were, 3 songs that are fronted by Miku, and then they played From Now On. So they came out without Psyche and performed those songs as kind of an homage to their original lineup, and with her being her hometown, let her take the spotlight there at the front. So that was really cool.
Oh, nice.
In Kyoto, everybody was like, are they going to play some Band Maiko songs? What are they going to do? And what they ended up doing, which I think is hilarious and awesome, is they came out with Gion Cho instrumental playing as their intro music. And then they played the entire Maiko EP, but the Band-Maid versions of the songs.
Oh, nice.
So they did, kind of homage to the EP, but they didn't play them in that style. So some people are like, oh, why didn't they do it? It's like, well, but the cool thing was they played those and then they left the stage and came out to their regular instruments music and just then proceeded with their show.
Oh, nice. So
it's
they
kinda
weren't in the
like
Maiko.
they covered. It's like they Band-Maid cover the Maiko songs in their own way. But I thought it was really cool. Like, you know, it would be a big kind of production to pull off those songs the way they were done on the Michael EP. So at least they acknowledged it and did something special. So
they covered their own band.
Just the fact that Band-Maid exists in the first place is so just, you gotta love that they would do that for April Fools. Go that much effort. Like, who puts that much effort into it, you know?
And to speak on what Ryan was talking about with the concerts, Made News Network was going live, and we have Peter who was at these shows, and he did a lot of live footage. So if you guys want to check that out over at Made News Network, he used to talk about the shows.
Yeah, great coverage from before the show, and then he had an after show thing for Kyoto, and he talked. That's where I got some of my information. I was going to mention that, but yeah, he very good reporting on it. So shout out to Peter Lim and Made News Network.
Sweet,
doing good stuff.
I watched a video where there was some people from Australia, and he brought his daughter to her first concert ever was going to be seeing a Band-Maid show. I thought that was. Can you
imagine starting on top like that? Like, dang.
That's what I did for my kid. That was his first concert too.
That's
Band-Maid.
So cool.
His first 2 concerts were Band-Maid and Nemophila. Imagine that.
Oh wow.
Wow. Off to a good start.
Elliot's seen In Flames, Band-Maid, Nemophila, and
Damn, dude, that kid has got it going on, bro.
Yeah, no kidding.
Good start.
Oh, Ryan, you want to talk about?
You just named my 3 favorite bands of all time. I think. It's fucking.
Ryan, you want to talk about the added concerts that just added? The little news that we dropped in the middle of the week for Band-Maid?
Yeah, they did add some more shows for
I got the deets here.
Go ahead.
Different venues. So they added some more North American tour dates. I said North American because one of them is in Mexico. Pabellon del Palacio de los Deportes.
Nailed it.
On August 18th. That's the last show that they added. But the first show they added, August 6th in Minneapolis, my hometown. So that was the most exciting news I've gotten all year. I was so nervous I wouldn't get to go.
Congratulations, big man.
Thank you, champ. So that's at the Varsity Theater, August 6th. August 8th, they're going to be at the Summit in Denver, Colorado. August 9th, the Depot in Salt Lake City, Utah. August 11th at the McMenamin's Crystal Ballroom, Portland, Oregon. August 12th at Bing Crosby Theater in Spokane, Washington. August 14th at the Ace of Spades in Sacramento, California. And August 15th at the House of Blues Anaheim in Anaheim, California. And then the last date is August 18th at the Mexican venue I can't pronounce in Mexico. I think is it Mexico City?
I think so. I think so. It's funny because I think one of those shows are closer to me in Mexico than it is to go anywhere else in the U.S., which is hilarious because we're right on the border.
Nice.
So there's some speculation that was floating around Reddit about The Warning. Maybe possibly it would be pretty cool if they met up over there. I don't think that's going to be a possibility because I think The Warning starts their tour. I'm not sure when their tour is. Yeah, they're pretty busy, but that would be cool if they finally did a show together. It still could be a possibility. I got to see when The Warning is actually playing their tour.
How good is The Warning?
I think they're fucking great.
Be honest. No. How good is The Warning? I'm saying, come at it from the perspective of people that have listened to these great J-Rock and J-Metal bands.
Listen. If you want technical guitars and all that stuff, it's not about that. It's just about a great solid songwriting, and it's very catchy. She has a beautiful, amazing voice. Danny does, and all of them have amazing voices actually. And I think it's good. I don't I love it. Here's the thing. I love Band-Maid. I love the technical side of Band-Maid, but I also like the more chilled back of Band-Maid. What I like about The Warning or like maybe some Babymetal songs, I don't think about the music. I just think about how fun this song is to sing to. So that's my personal opinion on The Warning. I just love her
The
voice
Warning too.
Yeah.
They're really great storytellers in their lyrics. They put together like great concept albums, and they just have this chemistry live that you can only get from siblings, you know? And again, Danny's voice is one of the most incredible voices I've heard in person. Like when she sings Choke, every time I'm just like,
I cry every time.
How the heck did she do this?
That song is I love that. I like The Warning a lot, and I feel bad because I should check out their albums more frequently. Like, I haven't listened to Errors much. I listened to a couple songs because I kind of forgot because I get sucked up in all the
reacted to the
Japanese
whole
music.
album and it all got blocked.
Oh, ooh, that sucks. So these are their dates. See, they don't have anything planned in August, so it is a possibility. Maybe. Wave, I think we got lucky with The Warning. We got lucky seeing them in a small venue. That's never happening again.
Right.
No more
And
intimate.
starting the reactions before they switched to Universal. 'Cause,
Oh, yeah.
even they didn't know that the videos were getting blocked. So I messaged them right before I saw them live. I put up a reaction that got blocked to one of their new songs, and I messaged them asking about it. And then when I met them at the meet and greet, Luis actually apologized to me, and he's like, "I don't know what's going on with that, but sorry that happened." So it just shows you how much the band isn't to blame for our videos getting blocked. It's the copyright owners and the labels.
It never is. It normally is not.
Yeah.
It never is, because when you're doing independent releases, all they do is copyright. That's it. And if you're asking for to the reactors out there, if you do ask those independent artists to release those copyright, they can't. CD Baby will do nothing about it. DistroKid will do nothing about it for whatever reason. I do know that so you actually have to have a label that's willing to do it. Like Sabaton's label's willing to release it. There's a couple of them out there that are willing to do it, but you have to talk to those labels. But the problem with the independent artists that go through their own releasing services, they don't do it at all. They won't, because they say it's too much work on the back end, because then they have to keep track of that. Because they have so many independent artists releasing under their name that it would be impossible for them to manage all that. That's why you can't get them to release the copyright on those. But if you do like what Ryan did, he must hit the button when he dropped it. You can do it so it's available to purchase the license, which helps out the artist anyways. And then they put it on there.
That's a cool new feature.
Yeah. That's really cool. Ryan's like, I have no clue I did that.
Stumbled upon it.
See You Tomorrow.
I think I paid you $8 now for license on your song.
Yes. Oh, is it a monthly payment license?
No,
or what?
it's a one-time payment per video use. So
that's a quarter of my YouTube income.
Oh yeah.
$32.
Yeah.
And that was the saddest, most accurate statement we've ever said on the show.
Right.
Anything else from the
Gotta
band?
hustle, kids. Gotta hustle.
Anything else from the Band-Maid world, Ryan? You want to talk about? Anything else news are up?
Did I talk about? Yeah, I talked about learning a song. I don't know, man.
Oh yeah,
I
you said you're
just
gonna
love
get into that about the BMCD. Are you gonna be on that track? Are you allowed to say?
I'm not gonna say what it is. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I will say that it's really fun to play, and I can't wait till it's released.
And when are they releasing it? Tonight.
I don't know. It's not.
Speaking
it's
of
far off. It's far off. It's
the BMCD cover today, though.
Oh yeah,
Is that what
that's
you're
what I'm
asking
talking
about?
Yes. It premieres
it's
at 3:00 after the stream.
The first. It's Don't Be Long, and it's the first all-female Band-Maid community cover.
Oh, sick.
So there's some new musicians on there I haven't heard before. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
That is exciting. And it'll be right after the stream. So right after this, everyone go over there and check that out. Hit the notification for that. Again, for more in-depth coverage on Band-Maid, everything Band-Maid, check out Maid News Network. Those guys killed over there. Peter is doing an awesome job keeping up on all that. And Brian says the Band-Maid DVD Blu-ray releases in a week. That's some other news coming out. And what is the Blu-ray going to be of, Ryan? Do you know?
It's Tokyo Garden Theater, and if you got in early and got the pre-order, the big package, you're getting a 100-page photo book from the tour, from the U.S. tour, and a 90-minute documentary behind the scenes stuff from the tour, which I am super excited to see.
Oh crap! Is it
and,
too late?
I think so. I don't know.
They've
But I know
got
the band
to
members-
release that separately, right? At some point.
I don't know. It was a pre-order thing, limited. We'll see what happens in the future. But right now, you're supposed to get it then. But still, no. December says it's still available. So
Cool.
Go get it, but it ain't cheap.
Yeah,
How much
that's
was
why I
it?
didn't get it when it first came.
But I know that the band members have said, that even watching it, they get emotional because a lot more kind of information than they've footage than they've let get out here from touring and all that stuff. So it should be pretty interesting.
How much
Nice.
is it?
Yeah, how much is it?
Oh, Jesus, I don't know. It's
Wave, you're looking it
fucking-
up now, right?
Oh no, I was sharing the link for the BMCD cover. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you were doing. Sorry.
It was 120 something. I don't know. I don't remember. $123, not including shipping.
Oof.
About 150.
120-ish, says Jeff Finn.
Yeah,
Oh poop.
about 150 shipping.
Yeah. Also, we were talking about Marty Friedman earlier, but Kiyoshi, bassist, singer, songwriter, just dropped a new song, and she's played with Marty Friedman. And
Yeah, she's toured with him.
yeah, and I think she's a really good artist. She just came out with a new music video. I thought it'd be cool to mention. You guys should check it out. It's definitely different. I love her like main hit song that she released, but that just came out a second ago. But for copyright, I'm not gonna play anything. Go check that out. Kiyoshi Change.
Was that just a loose head?
I don't.
It's
It's a
mannequin.
doll.
It's a really.
Oh.
I checked it out on my live stream. It's a really cool song. And it's a really cool video too. One of those songs where the video will kind of change your view of the song. Like it's a good song on its own. And you watch the video and it kind of puts a different spin on the feel of the song. I can't say lyrically exactly, but yeah, the feel of the song is different than the visuals. And you're like, oh shit, okay, it's really cool.
Heck
Cool song,
yeah.
cool video.
Did anyone else have a chance to listen to it?
Not me.
Nope.
All right. Gacharic Spin might be releasing something new in 3 days. We're not sure. They're not really saying what's coming out, but 3 days, April 25th, 8 p.m. So that's Japanese time, JST.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens right there.
8 p.m. JST.
Maybe we
is
can do
6 a.m. my time.
let's do a live reaction wave. Let's go. Let's do it.
That's 5 a.m. your time, dude.
It's
That's
fine. I don't
hardcore.
care. We do that all the time. We'll wake up at 4 a.m. and do it.
It is a fun way to start the day, as long as it's not right in the middle of the night where it ruins your next day.
or a depressing song. Yeah, 2 in the morning is brutal. Like right at 3 a.m. I don't know how Champ does that crap. You're psycho, Champ. I don't know.
Well, he
how you
doesn't
do
go
that.
to bed before that. Probably.
Lovebites has some interesting things coming out here. We have this Miyako special guitar seminar that's being held over in Japan.
What?
It's a guitar seminar.
Oh, there you go.
It's going to be a valuable opportunity to enjoy the full equipment used in Lovebites up close. The person themselves talks about the secrets of sound creation and encounters with the equipment. This is a rough
Does that mean people
translation.
get to actually play the instruments?
I think she's just going to demonstrate what they do to get their sound. I'm assuming.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That's pretty
That's
awesome.
really cool.
If you're in Japan, you should go do
I
that
would totally
now.
go to that.
Paledusk.
Speaking of Marty,
Go ahead.
oh sorry, Marty was talking about how at every one of his concerts he picks a random guitarist out of the audience to come up and jam with him, and he also said like it doesn't matter what they play or how good it is. It's just a beautiful moment because they're sharing their love of music.
Dude,
I
he's
thought-
awesome. Marty Friedman's a freaking awesome dude.
Dude, I have I have so much respect for him now.
I feel like I'm gonna get obsessed with him very soon.
it's because I
All right,
complimented
I'm
you.
getting reminded in the chat. I didn't mention the No God video they put out from Tokyo Garden Theater.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's right.
I reacted to
uh,
that. Okay.
I still need to watch that. I haven't watched that yet.
Pretty good, man. They didn't put the different intro into it, which is a little surprising. So everybody's
Yeah.
speculating on that shit.
That and
So,
it felt
I
like
don't
they
know.
cut a lot. Like it was hard for me to like live in any of the moments it showed because it was cutting so much.
Oh yeah.
But I just have a slow brain too, so
Well, I don't know.
Hey, this is a good idea from Bill B. He just mentioned in the chat, Band-Maid U.S. documentary viewing party. I don't know. Good.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that will happen.
Well, I was saying,
Unofficially.
like, if we all want to, do it together, watch it.
I don't think we could do that on YouTube.
Well, not on YouTube.
No.
Dude, do it over on Discord or something. I don't know. people that bought it. Anyways, here we go. Anyways, we got
maybe we should do that as a Patreon exclusive.
There we go. Patreon exclusive. Down. All right. Pal. I know I keep saying Paledusk. They should just change it. Put the N in your name, please. No,
Why? It's Paledusk.
Paledusk.
Paledusk just sounds.
They're gonna change it just for you.
It's
Alan.
so funny to me because you're the one that listens to them the
yes.
most.
Paledusk. It's so. I don't know why I can't do it. Paledusk. It just I don't know. It just feels weird. Anyways,
is it Paledusk or
Paledusk.
Paledusk?
Paledusk. It just
Paledusk.
Well, I think Gacharic spin either.
Paledusk.
Did you guys check out the new song? Yeah,
What new song?
by Paledusk. Damn it, guys.
Wait, the
Killing
one
me.
that came out not last week, the one before.
Yeah, the week before. Yeah, I was like, I'm for sure that everyone will like hear by the second week. I was wrong.
You guys didn't listen to it yet? Yo, you guys, Wave, you're gonna love it,
Yeah, I
bro.
heard it.
Okay.
Wave, you're gonna love this song.
What's it called?
It's called
It's something about friends. You can't. What is it?
Die for Your Friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would die for my friends. I think.
I would die. Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Oh, now when you say it like that. No.
Wait, yo, Alan, can you pull up the video and just show them like the first
I'm
like
going
5
to.
seconds?
They're going like the Queen.
How can
I
we-
just
Weezer rap.
want you to hear the first like 5 seconds of the song.
You're my best friend.
All right. Let me turn on original sound. Show you guys 5 seconds of it. Look at this cover. Look at them all holding hands. You know, they're all in harmony. Doesn't that make you want to watch it?
Yeah.
No.
It looks like that Jordan Peele movie.
All right, that's all I can show.
And he's got devil horns in his hair.
wait. Let me. But that's like the main reaction point. I can't show him that.
Yeah, no, he's got to hear the rest of it.
Alan, you
Just
gotta
fucking
see. You gotta
go check
see.
it out.
So just ruin
Mikoto's.
it for us.
Paledusk. Yes, Mikoto.
Yeah.
It's a really underrated song. Like, I think it's amazing. Somebody said there wasn't enough changes. I was like, are you out of your mind?
That's silly. that is the furthest from the problem with that song.
So that was pretty spoiler free. I would
Yes.
say.
Oh, yeah. That's not
That's how
even.
the whole song is.
That's 1% of the song,
It's just a sing and clap along.
dude. It is. Then the riff that comes after that. Look, I gotta show him the riff that comes after it.
No, that's the part that he.
No, yeah, let me
No, you
react.
can't. You
I
can't.
can't.
That's the part that matters.
That's the part that. No, not the reaction part. I'm talking about in the intro. Not even that guitar riff.
I don't know what you're talking about exactly.
It's in the first
but
10
I'll let you do it
seconds.
if you want to.
It's in the first 10 seconds. Hold on. And then. All right, there's another part. There you go. Go check it out.
We got some variety.
Dude, I've never heard a production where they work in xylophones so perfectly. All right? Like, it's the
Xylophones.
yes, the production is just fucking phenomenal during the whole entire song. I was separated the vocals out of it. I was listening to them like, there is so much shit going on, and the guitar riffs are really technical when they are being played, and it's just really good. And there's like 3 different guitar tones anyways in the song. But it's still Paledusk. They always play, like, they always have this style to them, no matter what song. When I hear one of their songs, I know just from the instrumentation, because the way that they play, it's really good. I think so. I guess I'm alone on this one, though.
I'm excited to hear it.
Is anyone else in the chat like Paledusk? Let me know. Am I by myself on this? Probably. I can't get anyone
I
to
wonder how
watch
many
it.
people out there have listened to them. Like, honestly,
Yeah, they're really good.
legitimately listen to them.
They're fucking underrated. So underrated. They're just good. Anyways, they're going on tour. United Kingdom, we are excited to announce our first ever headline shows in your country with Love Is Noise. If you're in the UK, I promise you won't regret it, especially if you want to be in a mosh pit. Looks like a fun time. Vaundy released a new track. I haven't checked it out yet. Something maybe we'll consider doing for a Patreon reaction. They just came out with a new song. It looks very colorful and crazy looking. Okay, that's all I'm going to play. I didn't even mean to play that.
It's got a cotton candy theme going on.
Accidental teasers. I like it.
Accidental teasers. There we go.
Autoplay.
All right. All right, guys.
Sweet.
We'll get to top 10. Oh, also, I want to let you guys know, we did get our website launched. Join our mailing list. We have a newsletter in the works. We have an exciting announcement the next show on Sunday. There's going to be a new appearance. I can't wait to share with you all. So we're going to announce everything on Sunday officially, but if you want to sign up for our email list, it's going to be on there. We promise you will not be spammed. This is just for a once or twice a week newsletter that'll talk about the topics that we're going to be talking about for the show. So it'll be ahead of the show. And you guys can have that and you can read about it and stuff. And then of course we discuss it further on the podcast every Sunday at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So we're really excited about dropping that.
Hey, before we jump into the top 10, Mr. Adam Young is correct. We should talk about Hanabie. I know you made a video about it, but
I don't know how the link. That must be the link I accidentally deleted. Remember before we started, I was like, and I said, "Fuck,
Oh, whoopsie.
yeah."
oh yeah, it was the first thing. I thought so. You're right.
Yeah, because I accidentally deleted it. I got it right here.
It wasn't negligence. It was just an accident.
Hey, I did a whole video about it. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we already did talk about it.
Well, we didn't talk
did
about
it.
it, but Alan did.
Yeah, I talked about it to myself and the community. We had a great conversation. Anyways, they lost their drummer and they quit. I think it has something to do with the tour. That's what my speculation. I think just going out of the country, that could play a lot of hard toll on people. So I think it has something to do with that. But what do you guys think about the news?
It's a real bummer, man.
It's got to put them in a tough spot, man. And I mean, you got to think they were excited about doing the tour and going out, and they've been together for so long. And then, we obviously don't know the circumstances, but I hope there's no shortage of drummers, but they got to find someone that fits, and to have to do that and then tour on that is just it's gonna be rough. I hope they figure something out.
Yeah, I think there was just something going on. I mean, so when Ray and I talked about, he said she was a pretty good drummer, but he always felt like there could be he said when he first saw them and they're kind of iffy, and then she got better as they progressed and they got a lot more tighter. So maybe there was something going on with like them getting practicing in sync with each other. Could be wrong. Like I said, I'm just speculating. Dragonfly brought up Juna as a free agent. Do you guys know who Juna is?
Yeah,
the drummer.
Drummer that wasn't Trident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that was like really crazy. People said that she
Lead
didn't really
drums.
necessarily fit into the band, but she's really freaking good. So it's crazy that she's not in a band right now.
Yeah. So Noah's saying Sai used to be a punk drummer.
Oh, she's filling in for Fate Gear right now.
She's feeling fake here. Juna's one of those drummers that's really, really, really good. And I think, when I saw the Trident ones with her in it, right? She's in Trident, you just said. Because I remember watching one video with her in it, and it does make the band sound completely different. Like she's one of those drummers that joins the band and your sound changes immediately.
That's going to be really good for some bands,
Yeah,
but
for
bands
sure.
that already sound good. I don't know how much you want to change it.
Yeah.
True.
It sucks that Hanabie has to go through this when they're just starting to really pick up some steam right now. But hopefully it'll be a quick transition, and hopefully the former drummer will, find happiness doing whatever she's doing now.
I just want to also real quick to the super chats that we had earlier. We had one that says that Band-Maid is their favorite band. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And then Allergic, thank you so much for the super chat. He says Lonesome Blue, Nemophila, Gacharic Spin at the Nano Yawin in I don't know. I don't know.
No, don't worry, dude. It
Here.
took me 3 months of practice to be able to say that.
Thank you guys so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. And then Bill B, thank you for becoming a member, man. Thank you so much. 7 months now. Thank you. But yeah, so Ryan, what else were you saying about that? You're gonna say something else?
No.
Man, that's 2 out of 2 right now that I've been wrong. Damn
Thanks
it!
for trying to include me, but I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, we just want to check up on you every once in a while, Ryan. Make sure you're okay over there.
Ryan's eyes are trying to destroy him today.
Yeah.
A little allergy situation going on, but
Is it still?
they're saying Jenna actually played with Marty Friedman. That's
wow.
cool. Man, it'd be cool to see her and Kiyoshi and Marty fucking tearing it up.
Yeah.
That would be a fucking super group right there. That is a super group I want right now. Ryan, why'd you say that? That I'm gonna push for that every day now.
Dude, I'd honestly be surprised if Marty didn't decide to come out with like a full ass album with a bunch of Japanese artists. Definitely seems like the type of thing that he wants to do nowadays.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Well, he's got several albums out
Yeah.
with various.
He also likes
various artists, being on his albums. But yeah,
He also likes Maximum Hormone, even though they're not doing music anymore. But
he just likes to have dinner with them occasionally.
Maximum Hormone's
Guys want
busy.
to go out to eat?
Yeah, they're definitely good at eating. We do know that. Top 10, the list is loading a little weird here. I don't know what's going on. The main top 10 list looks like it might be out of commission right now. Let me see. Shit. There's no names or pictures showing up there, which is fine. We could do the top 10 next week, guys. We'll update it on the site. We'll put it on there. The covers chart's working. We can look at the covers real quick. So the covers, we got Asterism falling 2 spots with Pelic. We got the Nagarete. Naga.
Are you
Oh my
okay?
god, that was close, bro.
Close.
that was walking the tightrope that time.
I quit.
What did you just say?
I gotta pee so bad.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Just
go
go,
pee, bro.
man.
Go pee.
Just go.
Just go pee.
I don't wait anymore. If I try and hold it, I just ruined anything I want to say. Yeah, whatever.
The project ban is in 9. Nemophila forever.
Okay, we checked
In
both
this
of these out
moment.
on our Patreon last week.
Number 8, and yeah, that's up on Patreon.
Or
Our
that
group
one, at
reaction.
least.
Yep, we did 2 Nemophila ones. So we got Trevulence, Guitar, Loneliness, and Blue Planet. 7. Number 6, we got Nemophila Walk. Yep. Anyways, number 5, we have Nemophila again with Lovebites. So they're killing it with this cover. I think the Lovebites one and the other cover are really good. Like I said, we did both those reactions. That one went up 2 spots. This group, because I can't pronounce things that start with the word N. If I could be Consolation by Kisaku Band coming in at 4. And number 3, we got Soka Ninaro going up a spot with the exact same cover. 2, we got Hazuki Rosier cover, Lunacy cover. I probably said that mad weird. And number 1, we have Mei-chan. Man, this song has been up here forever. 18 weeks. I don't even know.
Listen to it.
I don't know.
Maybe that's what we should. Maybe that's what we should do for next week's
Actually,
Patreon.
learn about what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like we should start doing the top 10 songs.
That's
So we know
yeah.
what we're doing.
We're going to do Patreon
shit
reactions
to
to the
do.
top 10 songs. That's for sure. I can't even talk. Top 10 songs. Speaking has went out the window for me, guys. My brain is now gone. And yeah.
It's all good. Wave left. He took your brain with him.
Yeah, he sure did. It says top 10 on site says April 23rd. We'll update that with this new list right here. But for some reason, the main top 10 is malfunctioning. No pictures or no names. This is what we're getting for all the slides on this one. So, yeah.
I have maybe got it. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. We got a new segment I almost forgot about. Dragonfly, thank you so much for
I was
this.
able to open it if you want me to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. It
the top
opened for
10.
me, too. It just refreshed. I got it right here. It just refreshed.
Oh, sweet.
Dragonfly dropped a super chat saying it would be cool to hear your thoughts real quick on DIH. Who is that?
Oh, yeah. The K-Rock band.
Oh, speaking of that, we're going to talk about Korean stuff in just a moment, Dragonfly. So thank you for reminding me, and thank you for the super chat. After this top 10, Champs is going to get into it because that band is freaking good.
Well, you guys will have to talk about that because I'm the only one that hasn't heard that yet.
Okay, cool. Babymetal, Light and Darkness coming in at number 10, dropping 3 spots. Number 9, we have Babymetal again, dropping 3 spots. Uh-oh, Babymetal's getting off the list.
Oh,
Looks
no.
like Metal Kingdom.
It's all downhill from here.
And then we got 10 Feet. Oh, this is the song. It's from the anime, and we just reacted to Nemophila's version.
There's that song.
Yeah,
10 Feet.
we have no clue what the original one sounds like, but it's there. Mirror Mirror, though, went up a spot. Mirror Mirror is a great song by Babymetal. Went to number 7. We got a new one on the top 10, Man with a Mission. With Melee came in at 6. The song that sounds like Coldplay, according to Champ. Number 5. No, kidding. I had to.
Champ, you got it.
I had to, Champ. I'm sorry.
I didn't say any of these things. I just want to be clear. They're throwing these words right into my mouth. There may have been thoughts, but I didn't say them.
Watch our Patreon reaction to it, and then you make the decision up for yourself.
Yeah, that's fair.
Number 8, going up 8 spots with Otto to number 5. Number 4, Babymetal with Monochrome dropping the spot. No, oh man, Babymetal's taking over the charts. Number 3, we got Yasobi 17 going up 1 spot to number 3, and number 2 we got Vaundy, Such a Bitter Story, and number 1 we have Sim, Under the Tree. You know Sim's staying up there forever. You know they're staying up there forever.
2023 number 1.
Thank you for the membership, Chris Connolly. I appreciate it. Or Connolly.
Yeah, Chris.
Thank you so much. Now, we're going to try a new segment today with Champ here, where we talk about some K-pop and other K-rock
Let's
stuff.
just say K.
Let's just say K.
Just the K.
Yeah, K-pop rock.
K-pop
And this is
rock.
gonna be short, just because we just thought about this earlier today. So I'm just gonna tell you what I noticed this week in the. First of all, I wanted to just throw out. Okay, go ahead, Alan. What's
Before
up?
you start, though, you let us know in the comments if you do like this section and we should keep it. If you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, come over to YouTube, drop a comment here on YouTube. That's the only way we can see the comments. So let us know if you do like this segment. Champ, take it away.
Yeah, there's some Korean stuff out there that's pretty good, and some Korean bands. Obviously, also the K-pop, and I know that not everybody's into the K-pop, but why not? If there's something big to talk about, I think it's worth mentioning. The first thing I wanted to say: if you don't listen to any Korean rock bands, listen to Rolling Quartz. So the first one that would come to my mind. Just give it a shot. They're pretty cool. I like Rolling Quartz quite a bit, and they tour all over the place, including America. So if you want to see a Korean rock band that's good, then see what Rolling Quartz is up to. As Hoagie said, he's seen Rolling Quartz in Seattle, so definitely like a very, very good band, and they're touring America right now. So give it a look see. Anyway,
Look, see.
yeah, because we didn't really I don't really have anything set aside for this segment today, but last night Blackpink's Coachella performance went up, so I did want to try to use this opportunity to not only talk about how much I loved it, but also try to convince the other members of GG to watch it because I thought it was so freaking cool, man. So they headlined Blackpink. If you don't know, they're one of the biggest K-pop groups in the world right now, and they headlined Coachella a few days ago, or like a week ago or so. And the video just went up last night. The whole performance, like in good quality and everything. Every song that they did, I think, with the exception of maybe 2, was a remixed version of the original song, and they had a live band out there with them. Wow. So it was like you take the original, especially the first song, like you could tell from the very first song they came out, they played Pink Venom, which is one of their most popular new songs, right? And the band changed the song almost entirely. Like the entire instrumentation of the song was completely reworked, and it was so cool. They added new parts, they changed parts that already existed. They did like each member got a solo song while they were up there. They did a medley. But it was just so freaking cool because, and if you're like in the impression that, like, oh, it's K-pop, I don't even want to, I'm not interested, I don't want to give that a shot or whatever, like, they use programmed beats and blah, blah, blah. If you're like really into like the live aspect of music, this might be the type of thing that would convince you to check out more, just because there's depth to it. You know what I mean? You're not just going to hear like a pop song and the 4 girls singing to it. You're going to hear like a really well-designed, well-built live show. And I think it's worth checking out if you've never listened to any K-pop before. This is probably the thing that I would suggest first to anybody that's like a musician or just likes music in general, but not necessarily pop music. Just watch some of that video and see how you feel about it. They're also super hot. Like all 4 of them are just like super hot. So if you like looking at hot girls, that helps a lot too. The only aspect of it I wasn't
You're
a
such
huge
a good
fan
salesman,
of
Champ.
What'd you say?
I was like, you're such a good salesman, champ. There's hot girls. Go
Yeah,
watch.
I mean,
Champ knows what sells.
who doesn't like hot girls? Okay, but anyway, but the only aspect of it that I feel like those people are wrong.
Rosie does.
But the one thing I'll say that I wasn't a huge fan of, and this is an issue with I think a lot of K-pop live performances, is that they always have a backtrack, right? And most of the time I could deal with the backtrack, but in certain situations the backtrack is just too loud, and it's hard to differentiate between what the live vocals are and what the backtrack is doing. Now with this performance in particular, they had the mics that were attached to the headsets in the beginning of the of the performance, and those were clearly lower, and they were having it was coming up and down. You could tell that as they were moving around. It was harder to hear their words because it got further away from their face. A lot of times,
tape.
yeah, and you could see a lot of them messing with it to try to fix it. About halfway through the show, they switched to regular mics though, and you could hear their voices a lot more clearly. So if that bothers you in the beginning, just go to like halfway through the concert and then just watch the second half, because then you'll hear their voices a lot better.
We're gonna call
Red Green could have solved that problem.
We're gonna call the segment "Return of Hot Girls in Champ's Area" next Twitch stream.
Yeah, in my area. Cool.
Oh my gosh, nice.
That's the Blackpink. That's the Blackpink motto right
I
there.
actually knew that. I've heard some Blackpink, so I actually knew that one. Champ,
right.
Champ, you were there for that. You were there when we
What?
got the. You were there when we reacted to Blackpink on Dicodic's channel with the band. You like
don't
showed
think so.
up. Yeah, no, you showed up. You're like, oh wow, I come in. You guys are listening to the K-pop.
Oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember if you liked it either. I'm guessing the answer was no.
No,
Or
I
else
think
I
I
would remember that.
I feel you, man. I don't remember anything.
It's all
See,
good.
now,
Anyways.
Wave, I would have chosen. So I watched your K-pop reactions, Wave, the few that you did, and I would have chosen different songs for you, personally, to get you into it, because it's a huge. The genre is not just like this group does pop, right? Like there's the K-pop genre encompasses so many other things, just sort of like the way that the J-rock genre does. Also, they go into other genres within.
Just
their
send
own
me
genre.
your Rex.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, dude, like I would love to sit you down and get you to watch that Blackpink concert, because I think you would fucking like it a lot. And the only other thing that I have to say about this is I'm going to see August D next week. He's one of the guys from BTS, while the others are, starting to go off into the military. It's a huge sold out show. The tickets were super expensive. I'm super looking forward to it. So
Dang.
I'll give a rundown for anybody that's interested.
I love this cynical. Ryan is enthralled.
I can get Ryan. I believe that I could get Ryan with the right track.
Well,
I was
speaking of
willing
which,
to watch it 10 minutes ago, dude.
Ryan, you saw the DIH?
Huh?
You saw the DIH video?
Yeah, on my
Okay,
live stream.
Well, let's talk
What do you
about
think of
that.
Yeah.
I liked it.
That's
Good
it.
stuff, man.
You heard it?
Yeah, I did. Okay, let me say this. I'm expecting Rolling Courts, and I think they're like way better than the Rolling Courts, in my opinion. I think as far as like packaging, we had a whole debate with Eric and I about how packaging is important. He argued that Rolling Courts is better. We had a nice argument about it. Well, I'll post a video later.
Nice.
But I fucking loved them. I thought it was really solid. Like, it was really good. It was shockingly good because I had low expectations probably going into it. And then we were comparing the mixes between two bands, and then that's when we got talking about the importance of packaging.
It's funny. Like, when I was watching DIH, I was thinking, like, this is like the rock version of Blackpink at certain spots,
Yeah.
The guitars were heavy as heck, like really cool riffing and stuff, but there was no guitar solo. So I actually, in my reaction, I think I was like, I wonder what Ryan would think of this.
Yeah. I thought he would have loved it. We even said on the stream, like, we're like, I think Ryan would love this. And he just says, all right. I'm a little shocked.
They did kind of tease you in the middle of the song where they brought out the slide and it sounded like it was going to go into a solo.
That's true.
But the riff was still like kicking the whole time. So it was pretty sweet.
Gordon's right. I think the mix is bad enough in Rolling Courts for Ryan to love a lot more. No,
Fuck ever. Dude, I'm down with Rolling Courts because I saw them do a cover of fucking Scuttlebutt by Stevie Ray Vaughan, and they killed it.
Are you serious?
Ooh.
That I gotta
Yeah,
check out.
dude.
That I gotta check out. Holy shit.
What?
When did this happen? What the fuck did this happen?
Automatically awesome.
Okay, I didn't know that.
know.
You might have just convinced me.
Yeah, I've never heard that. I want to hear that too.
So there's a Stevie Ray Vaughan. Oh yeah, right here. Is this the one you watched?
Yeah.
Oh
Must
my
be.
God, I gotta hear that. Wow, I gotta hear that.
Doesn't Rolling Courts block everything too?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll just watch it on Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know.
That
I
okay.
watched it all on my own because I was checking it out because of the Steve Ray Vaughan cover. I'm like, oh, this is a band we talk about.
That is very cool.
And you think they did justice to the song?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right.
That's actually good to hear because a lot of their originals don't really show off their talent as much.
I don't think so either.
But a song like that would.
Right.
Oh, interesting. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's like there's definitely like a mainstream element to them. They've got like a pop punk vibes. I mean, there's a hard rock vibe too, but definitely like kind of they go a little lighter.
It's like the opposite of Nemophila
Kind of.
with covers and
I
originals.
mean, they still like solo and stuff like that, you know, like they're creative in their writing process. It's just that it doesn't really show off their instrumentation very much. I don't think that's what
Oh,
they're about.
gotcha.
Well, guys, that is the K-pop segment. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you come over to YouTube, drop a comment saying, yeah, keep that going. I'll put up a poll also. I'll put a poll on the community tab. Just click on the community tab, vote. We'll put it up right after this podcast. Check that out. So what do you got? You guys got anything special planned for the week?
Yeah.
Yeah, go Wave.
I'm starting to work on original music again.
Cool.
Oh, that's one thing I did this week. So I learned, I don't know why, it was just a last minute decision, but I learned the Comfortably Numb solo, the first part of it, and made like a little short video cover
I watched it.
of that. Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't talk about the mix.
I was gonna say you like I loved it. It was pretty good, man. I liked it.
Awesome, man.
I really didn't mix it. I just threw it together. So
No, like
after I posted it, I was like, the guitar's too quiet. Dang it. But
yeah, because some of the bends got choked out or something. So like that's why I was like,
Yeah.
when I was listening to him, like that is why that solo can be difficult if you don't have the right amount of emotion put into the lead. I think that's what makes that solo difficult because you do have to have like a certain amount of passion and when you're doing those bends and playing it. And I was like, I thought it got choked out on you. I'm like, no, like when it was bending up, it like didn't bend all the way or choke. I don't know what happened.
I even put lower gauge strings on my guitar that morning to be able to do, because he does like some 3-step bends in there. And then like after I finished it and uploaded it, I was like, what the heck? I didn't bend the string far enough.
Yeah, but hold on though. But to your credit, he did just like a minute clip, but did all the instrumentation. How much time did you spend just to make that 1 minute?
It was like from 8 a.m. till 2.
Fuck, dude. For 1 minute.
Well, I had to learn it that morning too.
So go check it out because I mean that's a
not
lot
bad,
of
dude.
time.
Yeah, if I got it
Cool,
right, it would be better. But
No, it was pretty good, man.
I'll try again in a
Watch it
year.
now.
You did a good job, man. He did a good job. Go check it out, man.
Oh,
I know
thanks,
how
man.
that is. Like he's spending a lot of time. And the thing is, he put a lot of love into it. There's like he has every single part. He does everything in one take. So doing that all in one take is very impressive, in general.
Thank you.
It's a great chord progression to improvise over there. Wave.
I should do that.
You got like a roadmap. You can just play, find your way around.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
What about you guys? You guys got anything going on in the coming week?
Like I said, I'm going to see that August D concert. That's my main thing. My mod Tina, probably a lot of you in the comments know who that is. She's come to stay with me for the week, so we're probably going to do some videos together. I haven't told her that yet, but it's probably going to happen.
Now you know. Are you gonna go see Blackpink at all? Are they playing near you?
I wish, dude. I don't have that kind of money. Even if they were, they could be in my backyard right now. That would make me broke.
Gotcha. How much are tickets for a Blackpink concert?
Way too much. I like in America, hundreds of dollars.
Holy crap. Is it a
Goddamn.
lottery system too?
Yeah, like the pre-sale first, and I don't know exactly how they work it all out, but I know that it's when I looked up the tickets, it was like $560 for the cheapest one. So
Oh my god!
Damn.
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I'm certainly glad I like the bands I like, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be seeing any goddamn concert.
Champ, I don't think we're getting into K-pop anytime soon.
Oh, that hurts. Oh,
That's okay, man. I'm perfectly happy watching their free concerts that they upload to YouTube.
last year paid $25 to see Band-Maid.
Oh, wow.
That gap.
Damn. Ryan, how about you? Anything coming up, man, for the week?
Nope. I'm gonna ignore a lot of editing I should do. Make it through the work week, and then do something. I'll be live streaming Thursday. Every Thursday I live stream at 7:00
Hell yeah.
Nice.
EST. So that's
got a
something I
regular
look forward to
schedule?
every week. I do. That's one thing
Nice.
that I managed to pull off regularly.
I thought you
Yeah,
roasted me last week for trying to have a regular schedule.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say,
course I did.
Wave inspired us all to have a regular schedule. I even posted a schedule. So,
Nice.
well, it also
I
helps
just, I
when
just
you,
picked one thing. I can do like one thing a week on a regular time. Everything else is fucking chaos.
it takes. Oh no, you do the guys. I mean, come on, you gotta give
Oh,
yourself
that's
credit.
two things.
You got two
Yeah,
things.
I did. I'm making strides. I'm moving forward in my life.
And he puts together a news segment for Band-Maid.
Sort of.
It's right. It's right during the podcast,
really.
but it still counts.
There was a lot of Band-Maid news this week, to be fair.
It's during the podcast, but it still counts. That's awesome. Yeah, I set up a schedule. I'm going live with the whole band tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We do that every Sunday. So if you guys want to check that out, we got a huge list of music to react to. We got working internet now, so that's always great. So it makes streaming a lot easier because Ryan and I both know how much of a pain in the ass that is. We're trying to stream and it fucking glitches out every 5 seconds. So, but yeah, I started doing a regular schedule. So I'm doing more breakdown videos like I've been doing. I've been having fun doing them. So I got a lot more planned to do. And that's
Nice,
been a fucking blast to do. And original music like you, Wave. We got 5 songs written, recorded 3 of the drums already. I just started writing another 3 that we're going to work out at practice
Nice.
on Wednesday.
Making a full album.
Oh, yeah. We're going all out. We're going to get it ready. It's so
Nice.
awesome to get that going. We got another cover in the works. Can't wait for that to be done. We got Nam coming back for some vocals. You
Sweet.
find out about that soon. So if you guys haven't checked out, I'd even mentioned this earlier, but we're releasing an Unlucky Morpheus cover. If you guys could go check that out, show us some love. It was Nam fucking crushed it on vocals.
What song
guys.
is it?
I almost like her vocals better. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I love Fuki, but like, I really like how Nam sung it. It's just
she's
my
a
style.
pro.
Good job, man. She's really, really good.
I was
What
blown
track did
away.
you do?
We did Welcome to Valhalla.
I love that song.
Yeah, and we add extra. we added extra guitars and stuff to it too. We made it more instrument based, like we usually do. And then we got another one coming up of one of my favorite Japanese bands. So it'll be the first cover doing that. I can't wait to get that one done. But yeah, here it is, guys. If you're wondering, it's right here. Go check it out. We released it not too long ago. We didn't even
Dude,
announce when we
that
were
video's
releasing
sick.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks really cool.
What do you think, Wave? You listened to it, right? Already?
No, I
okay.
wanted to react to it, which I haven't had time yet. So it's on my to-do list.
The violin player is me, Radio Rafa. I'm just playing it on a keyboard, though. I could have filmed myself playing it on a keyboard. I didn't. I should have.
That's cool though.
So actually, it helped me with my keyboard playing because I haven't played keys in a long time, and I used to do like a lot of like fast shreddy stuff on keys, like when I was in power metal band. So I was getting those chops back up, so that was fun to do because there's
Whoa.
what?
You played keys in a power metal band, and you were like, I just want to hear about this because did you have long hair?
I didn't have long hair. I was very out of place. So, but
Did you wear skin tight spandex?
there's like when I say like it's not really shredding, like you do a lot of the I guess it is, but you do it in a lot of triads, like it's like it's nothing crazy, but
Repetitive motion.
yeah, it's a lot of repetitive motion. So it's just like when you're doing trills on guitar. Once you get that down with your hands, But it took me a second. It actually took me a couple days to get it back. I was like, it was just like fucking awkward. I'm like trying to get the on the violin.
Nice thing about piano is you don't have to get like your left hand to pick at the same
You had to look at your hand.
No, and then I was the wrong hand. I was picking the shit. You have to get your right hand to pick at the right time while you
have
play
an
the
L
notes.
written on. Is there an L on the inside of your hand?
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, with piano and keyboard, you could just press the button and it plays, which is nice.
That I should have just done that. There was definitely some parts I had to quantize on time because I was not perfect at it. So there was some parts, but anyways, yeah, that was a little difficult, a lot harder than I thought. I'm sure if I was a violin player, it'd be much easier on a violin. We were trying to get a violin player from the community, but nobody reached out. So
Does Alexa play violin?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I hit
just a really big one.
Big violin.
I should just told him, hey, instead of violin, just play cello on it.
We can pitch it up. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Cello through an octave pedal.
Yeah, I'll just do sound design for the violin and have the cello. Oh, I should have done that. That's a good idea, Ryan. Too late now. It's already out. Go check it out, guys. But anyways, that's it, guys. Do you guys have anything else to add before we hang it up?
Nope.
All right, guys. See you in the next one. See you next week. See you during the week. We'll be posting clips of the podcast and updating you periodically throughout the week. Guys, get ready. Next podcast, we have an exciting announcement. So be there.
Rock and roll.
See you. Bye.
What's going on?
Are we saying bye? Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Oh yeah,
Bye,
bye.
everyone.
Get
Bye-bye.
my update on the news.
Bye-bye.
We do?